Okay, friendly tip from your gal, Maria Esparza. So one thing I do and I will stress is when you are cinching up your horses, don't cinch them up so dang tight that your horse pins their ears back and that your horse starts to kick you or bite you or whatever. If you're seeing that your horse is angry because you're cinching them up, it's not because they're not happy that they're being ridden. It's because you made them cinchy. So please take your time cinching your horses up. What I do is I'm going to take my time. Yes, I'm going to cinch her up, but not super tight. I should be able to put like my hand right through the cinch. So if you can't put your hand through the cinch, then you're too tight. Walk your horse down to the arena or wherever. Just walk your horse for a little bit. Cinch up then, because then you've allowed your horse to exhale, to release the air, and their bellies aren't so tight. Trust me, your horse will love you even more, and you will thank me later. Okay, example. I just tacked her up, saddles on, breast collar, everything. So I tightened her up. And look, I could put my hand in there. I could put my hand in there. See? Look at all that room. Okay? Take your time. Take your time cinching up your horses. You don't want them to become cinchy, because when that horse becomes cinchy, if you don't know the term cinchy, look it up. It means that when you cinch up your horse will be fussy about it. They'll try to bite you. They'll try to kick you, because simply you were not taking the time to cinch them up. So be patient. Take your time. If you're going to ride, take your time. Don't rush yourself, because then the horse is going to feel that rush, and the horse is going to be anxious and just all over the place. Okay? All right. Okay, now as for the bits that I use in training, the mouth, we're going to call it the mouth gear. What I use, so when I am competing in barrel racing, I have graduated my girl to the $1 million bit, the Martha Josie $1 million bit. It is awesome. I love the nose band on it. It does help to collect your horse's head down, to not lean around the turns, because it picks up their shoulder. It has a little bite to it, I will say that. So you better be very careful with your hands, and quiet hands, especially if you're riding your horse just for fun. I guess I wouldn't recommend you just using this if you're going to pleasure ride. But if you're going to do some extensive training, practicing barrels and whatnot, you can, I use this. I do use this. But so she doesn't get used to it all the time, we also have our warming up bit. Martha Josie combination all around bit. This is a cool one because, let's see here. So this one, what's so great about it, yes, it has sweet iron on there. And what I love about it is, and also the $1 million bit. Now this one slides up when you're in contact, when your hands are in contact with the horse's mouth. Okay, that comes up to work. If you're not, it just rests down on the bars of their mouth. So that's what I really like about it. So it's not always, kicking them in the butt. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. And then for the $1 million bit, this one does have, it's broken down into 3 pieces. You got the dog bone in the middle, and then you have the twisted wires, so you can see a little more extent to this one. And also what I love about it, the same thing as this, when you pick up your reins, you're in contact with the horse. This starts to work on the horse. Otherwise, it just sits and rests on their mouth. So your horse is very grateful about that. But do keep in mind, your hands better be the quiet ones. Don't be the jerky ones. If you're just learning to ride horses, I don't recommend it, because it's pretty rough on the horse if you don't know how to use it. But if you do, your belly using it because you know you have those quiet hands, but when it's time to pick up and turn that barrel, you're going to pick up your horse nicely. They're going to turn around that barrel really nice, and they're going to stop really good. You'll notice some horses like to lift their head up high when they stop, but with this bit, and especially with the nose band, I've noticed that Milagros is starting to carry herself a little down with the head. So like when she stops, she brings herself down and she works that rear end a lot more too. So that's what I really love about it. All right, so these are my tools that I use for training and barrel racing. And my lovely Bozell. Yes, I will put Milagros, my barrel racer, in the Bozell. If we're just gonna walk, trot around the arena and do just small little exercises, I'm gonna put her on this and help with her collection, help with the bend at the pole, make her a little softer, and then transfer over to the bits. That way she doesn't get used to the bits. Okay, so that's my little spiel on the tools I utilize as a barrel racer, as a trainer, and as a riding instructor. So let me know if you have any questions, comment down below, and we'll see you in the arena. Oh. Reason why it's so good to ground tie train your horses is because then they won't go anywhere. Look at that. So, good girl. I had to come to the house real quick to go get my tripod, and look at that. Miss Milagros just waiting so patiently and happily for me. Good girl, you're so precious. You're so precious. Okay, we walked from the track to all the way down here to the arena. And no, I have not cinched her up real tight yet. So now look at how loose that is. So see, she loosened up quite a bit. So now feel free to crank up that cinch.